In the last 48 hours of the legislative session, lawmakers eliminated funding for the Housing First program. WRTV's Meredith Hackler tells us how that decision will impact organizations working to help those who need a place to live.
Since 2017, the Housing First program has allowed homeless organizations to help provide a place to live for people in need. That includes organizations like Helping Veterans and Families. But the budget bill currently on the governor's desk eliminates funding for the program.
It's a significant funding loss, so we will do our best to make sure that men and women who've honorably served our country get the assistance they need.
HVAF received 2 rounds of funding from the Housing First program. Each was for $300,000. They used the money to help a specific kind of veteran.
Indiana has a large population of guardsmen and reservists who aren't entitled to assistance through VA benefits, so we've been very intentional to try to find funding that can provide the same level of support.
When the second grant cycle finishes, they'll have helped 60 veterans find and keep housing. But they aren't the only organization hurt by this cut. Lafayette Transitional Housing is too.
I mean, across the state of Indiana, we have thousands of homeless Hoosiers. So $1 billion is not significant enough, but it at least was a token of appreciation. It was a token of an investment into caring about our unhoused neighbors.
Those who have faced homelessness worry this elimination could cause more people to be unhoused in the future.
My approach would be for them to really start to help more, because there's going to be more and more people out on the street again. As the months go by, more and more end up on the street.
A prediction advocates hope the state won't allow to come true. Meredith Hackler, WRTV.
The previous budget provided $1 million annually for the Housing First program here in Indiana, and the state is facing a significant budget shortfall, which forced the cuts to be made to certain programs.
Will you see the price that tariffs add to your purchase when you shop online? I'm Maya Rodriguez in Washington. Coming up, we'll tell you what Amazon is saying about showing you the tariffs on the goods you buy.
It's just that easy.
And welcome back to the news at 6 on this WRTV Storm Team Alert Day. We have no thunderstorm warnings here in central Indiana, but we do have flood alerts. These are flood warnings from Bedford to Seymour, right along US 50, and then flash flood warnings as you work your way from Greene County all the way back to the Wabash River. We continue to see this round of heavy rain move through. Any of the stronger storms are going to be on the leading edge of this rain, where you could see some small hail, but we're basically kind of transitioning more into just a wet evening for us, with the potential again, especially in southern locations, of some localized flooding. The back edge is crossing the Wabash River right now. That'll bring an end to the severe weather as we get closer to 9 o'clock. Nicole?
American consumer confidence is at its lowest level since the start of the COVID pandemic. The report from the nonprofit group called the Conference Board shows consumers are worried about what kind of impact tariffs could have on the prices of goods. People shopping online say they've already noticed higher prices on products, and experts say in many cases that is because of those tariffs. Some online retailers are making that clear, but others are not showing you the price breakdown. Scripps News Group's Maya Rodriguez is live for us tonight following this. So Maya, how transparent are retailers being with consumers when it comes to why their prices are going up?
Yeah, Nicole, when shopping online, retailers have a choice whether to show consumers a breakdown of the final price they pay. You've probably seen shipping charges listed separately when you go to check out. Now some online retailers are starting to do that, but with tariffs. However, the biggest retailer, Amazon, says consumers will not see that. Amazon says it won't list import charges on products on its site. That announcement coming after a report from Punchbowl News that claimed the e-commerce giant planned to display how much tariffs were adding to the price consumers pay. The White House responded to that report Tuesday morning.
This is a hostile and political act by Amazon.
Soon after, Amazon clarified, telling Scripps News Group its low-cost Amazon Hall store considered the idea, but said this was never approved and is not going to happen. The decision of a retailer to show tariff-related price increases could help it provide transparency to consumers, says market professor Krista Lee.
consumers will understand that they are paying the prices for the government's tariff trade policy. And consumers also at the same time understand the price increase is driven by policy instead of e-commerce greed to maximize their own profit.
Online marketplaces Shein and Temu previously announced price hikes that kicked in Friday due to recent changes in global trade rules and tariffs. Some products on Temu are now showing import charges. We put a pair of yoga pants and a power strip in our cart for a total of about $47. But when we went to check out, an import charge of more than $64 was added on to the original total. Shein, meanwhile, is showing consumers at checkout that tariffs are included in the price they pay. We'll get a better sense of how tariffs are impacting Amazon later this week. The e-commerce giant is set to report its first quarter earnings on Thursday. Nicole?
Very interesting. Well, Maya, do we have a sense for how consumers would respond if they were shown the amount that tariffs add to their purchase?
You know, shoppers seem to have mixed feelings about it. Krista Lee, the marketing professor you just saw in our story, she actually conducted a survey asking people how they would feel if Amazon displayed the added tariffs. And about half said they'd support Amazon doing that. 14% said they were against it, and about a third said they wanted the choice whether to see the tariffs or not. Nicole?
All right, Myra Rodriguez with our Scripps News Group. Thank you for that report. Now, ABC News senior national correspondent Terry Moran interviewed President Trump in the Oval Office today. That will air tonight at 8 o'clock. You can watch President Trump the first 100 days. That's right here on WRTV. Todd?
Radar still active on this Storm Team Alert Day, mainly across the southern half of the state. We're kind of transitioning here from the threat of severe weather to just a general rainfall where flooding is probably going to be our biggest concern. And we do have some flooding alerts out there. This polygon that you can see here in red, that's where we maintain a flash flood warning that extends really from Mitchell-Tree and Greene County and Bloomfield all the way back to the Sullivan area. And as we work our way to the east, the leading edge here is where we have the heavier rain. And if you're going to find any hail or any wind, it's going to be on the leading edge of the rainfall. So that's right now from really along I-65 here as you work your way up towards North Vernon, and then as you work your way eastward into Ohio. This is just general rainfall right now from Shelbyville to Rushville back into the Greenwood area. From Spencer to Martinsville, we're dealing with some light rainfall as well. And as we continue throughout the evening hours, all of this is going to work its way from west to east across the state. And you can see as you work your way into Ohio and then down into portions of Kentucky where we have those thunderstorm warnings and those orange polygons. So that's showing you that the more unstable air is now off to our east, and we're kind of stabilizing things with just the general rainfall as it makes its way eastward. But nonetheless, there could be some high water in some locations in southern portions of the state throughout the evening hours if you're going to be out and about. The National Weather Service continues to trim the severe thunderstorm watch. We've dropped the counties now in southwestern portions of the state, and I would expect a lot of these counties here to get dropped probably within the next hour or so as that threat for severe weather continues to make its way off to the east. But still a gloomy picture. This is at Bloomington as you look across the campus of IU as the rain continues to fall. It's 69 degrees in Lafayette right now, 74 still here in Indianapolis, and Muncie at 75 degrees. Looking ahead to the day tomorrow, we'll maintain the threat of some showers in the forecast. We're not expecting any severe weather for your Wednesday. That is the good news. And we'll even have a little bit of sunshine mixed in, but there will be the chance of some spotty showers, a little bit cooler tomorrow with high temperatures right around 70 degrees, but that's still above normal for this time of year. And here we are tomorrow morning again.